Hi, I'm Deke. Welcome to dekePod, my series of once every other weekly videos on computer graphics and digital imaging. This is my chance to say virtually anything I want and have you interpret it as some sort of divine message because you're really not quite sure what I'm talking about. At least, that's what the man wants you to think. Because the man, he's got no imagination. He thinks I'm just trying to come up with a clever way to bypass him, eliminate him from this special relationship I call us. Which is true, actually. I mean, the man's a clown. Jerk. Today's episode, Kill the Cache Must Die, in which I explain to you what cache files are, how they're eating up precious space on your hard drive, and why it's such a great idea to destroy them every so often. Depending on your work habits, the less I know about that, the better. You might be sitting on several gigabytes of hard drive space. Space that you could use in a way that, say, won't get you fired.
What the hell's a cache?
They say money is the root of all evil, but I disagree. In fact, I'm what you would call a money advocate. I remember making $3.65 an hour at Mr. Steak, picking meat up off the floor and throwing it right back on the grill. And I'll tell you what, I like my present occupation way better. But that's not the kind of cache I'm talking about. The cache I'm talking about is spelled with a C-H-E, and it means a hiding place, especially for weapons or valuables. My favorite thing about this word is that it's French, based on a vulgar Latin term, coactacare, which means to press together. Vulgar Latin doesn't really mean it's naughty. Vulgar was the Latin of the plain old everyday people. But those plain old everyday people must have pressed together, because otherwise us plain new everyday people wouldn't exist. Hey baby, what you say you and me go back to my place in coactacare. Where computers are concerned, cache is all about secret storage. It's the stuff the operating system and other programs need to keep track of. Naturally, those super smart programs don't want to trouble your pretty head with all that crap, so they bury their caches deep, several folders deep, where you can't find them. My job is to exhume.
Digital asset managers.
Most programs handle their cache intelligently. They bury some stuff one day, they retrieve it the next. In other words, they clean up their own messes. But that's not always true for a certain group of programs known as digital asset managers, or DAMs for short. DAMs can make a damn mess of things. Consider the worst offender, the Adobe Bridge. But users of Lightroom, Aperture, PaintShop Pro, and other DAMs, listen up. Bridge is the program that ships with every version of Photoshop, Illustrator, and most Adobe applications since Creative Suite 2. The Bridge lets you review a folder full of images, see thumbnails, preview images at full size, and create slideshows. It's really great. It's command central for Adobe apps. Think Bridge of the Starship Enterprise. Only its 5-year mission is to eat up every byte on your hard drive and expose your misdeeds. See, the Bridge makes previews and thumbnails, hordes of them, and they get sunk 6 feet under in a huge mass grave known as the cache.
Cleaning up your cache.
Normally, it's okay that the Bridge and other DAMs make big cache files, but when you switch from one program to another or from one version to another, you need to kill your old cache. Let's imagine that you're transitioning from CS3 to CS4. You're done using Bridge CS3, but it doesn't know that, so its mass grave persists. Naturally, you'd like to exhume the grave and recover the disk space. I'm relying on you to know how to work your operating system. Run the search or find function and make sure it's set up to find system files. If you don't know how to do that, I explain how at deke.com. Search your hard drive for a folder called Bridge CS3 that lives inside a folder called Adobe that's inside a folder called Caches or Roaming or something to that effect. If you can't find it, I have the specific pathways all mapped out at deke.com. Here's mine. Check out the size of that sucker. On my Mac laptop, it's almost 4 gigs. 4 gigs! That folder is taking up more than 2% of my 200 gig hard drive. Burrow your way down. Cache, data, Bridge store, and see that file? File system blobs.myd? That's the thumbnail cache. How do I know? Because it's ginormous. Throw it away. It won't affect the performance of Bridge CS3 or any of the other products. It's just an inactive, unneeded file. If you don't trust me, back up the cache file to an external hard drive and then throw it away. But me, watch. I'm just trashing it. Bye-bye cache, hello disk space. Gosh, I can use my computer again.
A prize for prying eyes.
Bridge CS4 tracks files more transparently. Open this folder. See those subfolders? 256, 1024, and full. They contain sized thumbnails, independent JPEG files that can be opened in Photoshop or some other program. and they represent every file you've looked at in the bridge, which means someone else can go here and tell what you've been up to. Private detectives? Ka-ching! Fortunately for me, perhaps disappointingly for you, this machine is pure as the driven snow. But if yours isn't, you should regard these folders as a visual record of your crimes and misdemeanors. Enough said.
Conclusion.
So that's it. I mean, who knew, right? The bridge seems so innocent, but in the background, tapping your hard drive. Can you say big bridge brother? Speaking of the man, let me end this on an up note and say how thankful I am that I extricated myself from his wretched clutches and escaped to the gentle embrace of my current publishers. The sun never sets on my video training partner. To learn more, go to lynda.com/deke. And if I were to build a palace of tribute, I would build it at deke.o'reilly.com. Only I already spent all those resources on a shotgun shack, which I lovingly call deke.com. Got a question? Don't nod your head. Call 888-dekePod and ask it. And in the eventual passing of time, an answer may this way come. And stay tuned for more videos. I have lots more hidden hidey holes to squirrel away in your rabid brain here at dekePod.